What's up everybody, it's Yuri Goman and today we'll talk about SWOT analysis, an absolutely underappreciated business analysis technique. In under 10 minutes I will explain SWOT analysis, why we lose a lot by not using it enough, and teach you how to apply it for every project or discovery. As you know, every project begins in its current state and aims to reach the future state by bridging the gap. For example, to make a lot of money, you decided to take an empty niche and create an e-commerce website to sell t-shirts featuring the new hype animation. To do so, you need to see all three components clearly, and SWOT analysis helps you with the first one, with the current state. SWOT analysis stands for strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats, key components that define the current state on a high level. You can do a SWOT analysis for the entire organization, business branch, marketing strategy, and any IT project, and I will show you how in a minute. Strengths are internal powers that we can use to gain an advantage over others, so we build on them and try to get more of them. These could be a strong brand reputation, knowledge, or product quality. Weaknesses are also internal factors that slow us down, such as limited resources, lack of expertise, or bad processes. Obviously, we want to get rid of our weaknesses. Opportunities are external to the project, and they could be new technology, new market, or new stakeholder to get support from. Threats are also external, and they may cause trouble for us, such as new competitors, key team members leaving, or budget cuts. When we look at this matrix, we see two sides. On the left are internal factors we can control and should capitalize on or fix. To the right are external factors we don't control. However, we could influence them by investing in opportunities and foreseeing and avoiding threats. As a business analyst, your first step in performing a SWOT analysis is to brainstorm bullet points for each quadrant. To cover the internal part, you can pull data from people, documents, processes, and your data analytics if you have it. For example, you can talk to the business level stakeholders to learn about project goals or KPIs. Or you can also reach out to your end users to know what they like and dislike about your product. With many sources and tight deadlines, first head to stakeholders closest to your product, customers and end users. Their reality can be different and more relevant than executives' fantasies. To analyze external parts, go for global trends, industry, niche, and competitors. For example, new laws come out every day, and sometimes they may disrupt or change the whole industry. Like in 2018, we stumbled upon GDPR, and this year we have the first AI Regulation Act that changes the rules. Another example could be your competitor who just released a new feature and tilted the scales, threatening to steal your customers. As a business analyst who learned about this problem, you must now pitch the scope change to add the same feature to the backlog. In tight deadlines, begin external factors analysis from competitors, as they are always the closest threat and opportunity source for you. When you perform a SWOT analysis, there are some things to remember. The first tip is to see connections. For example, your strength may help you invest in opportunities or overcome your weaknesses. Sometimes opportunities may become threats if misused or vice versa. Like if you decided to try a new technology for your project and after implementation you found out that it somehow blocks you from creating other features from your backlog. The second tip is not to confuse opportunities with weaknesses. For example, after brainstorming, you may get an idea that you could improve your code to make your system faster. You may think that this point applies to opportunities, but in fact, it's a weakness phrased as an opportunity. Why is this important? Well, because you should see opportunities as areas of growth, meaning you become better. Weaknesses, on the other hand, are areas of improvement. When you work on them, it's not your growth, it's catching up. Nothing's wrong with fixing your mistakes, but confusing and prioritizing problems over growth will create false impression that you're reaching for your goals while you don't. One more tip. Don't copy your previous SWOT analysis to use it as is or blindly reuse what's great for others. For example, you shouldn't copy features and success strategies blindly from all social media platforms when you build your internal corporate social network. It might feel like, as they both are social platforms, the same would work. However, it wouldn't, because these products serve different audience and different goals. The final tip before we go to an example is to keep your matrix brief. It is a high-level view, it's first approximation, so don't worry. You'll get into details later when you will be processing your findings and you'll be documenting vision, scope, BRD, or business case documents. So why is SWOT analysis essential for you as a business analyst? Let me show an example of analysis based on the website I mentioned in the beginning of this video, an e-commerce website to sell t-shirts. When the client comes to me, a business analyst, with such idea, I always focus on opportunities first to understand the business idea. In this case, we have a growing merch market, strong animation popularity, and a strong community around animation, ready to consume everything on the topic. We could also throw in what AI could provide to help create more unique prints, which would be a great opportunity. Results like this show us, business analysts, that the project may be successful and provides us with some fuel for generating ideas for product features. Now we are ready to face our strength. The client is a huge fan themselves. They own a lot of merchandise and they know what are good and bad merchandise brands, meaning they are great subject matter experts. On top of that, they are part of multiple fan communities and could reach them quickly. All we learned is awesome. Now we know a great source of domain knowledge. The next part is less pleasant but is also very important. It's our weaknesses. We found out that the client is not a technical person and has never run the business. The first one means that the business analyst must spend more effort on communication between the team and the client, which is good to know. The second thing is not something we could help directly usually, but maybe we can find a business consultant for our client, which is an excellent idea for a business analyst to raise. Finally, threads. T-shirt printing business and specifically for animation is a huge market and there's a lot of competitors out there. So we really need to think about our unique proposition. So our competitors is our threads. At the same time, we could research our competitors and find out what works best for them and reuse these things for our project. What else is that animation studios could sue our client for using their intellectual property if client doesn't do anything about that in advance. We have tight deadlines, so we decided not to watch past these 2 points, but these 2 are more than enough. After performance SWOT analysis, you may use the results to do a lot of things as a business analyst. If you focus on product, for example, you could plan elicitation sessions with the client, learn about communities, research potential customers to make a persona, and perform competitor analysis to know which features your e-commerce should have. If you focus on a project, you could raise a couple of essential questions to help your client with their business approach, influence the MVP scope, and apply a lean approach so that if your client fails with their idea, they fail reasonably small. With that, we have learned how to perform the SWOT analysis, how you can use it as a business analyst, and why it is essential for you and your clients. But there's another technique that is also underused by BAs, which really helps with opportunities and threats analysis during the discovery phase. If you want to up your discovery game and be more consulting to your clients, check out this video right here.